Okay, and we are live. What's up, guys? Hope everybody is doing fine. So, first of all, I want to take the opportunity to welcome you, of course, to Rebirth vlog, I think number 7. And things are going quite well, actually. I will talk a little bit about meditation and the cold exposure stuff that I'm doing at the moment, and of course about my albums that are coming up and some other creative products. But first of all, I want to clarify one thing one more time. And this is the story with Synonyma. The video that I did that was kind of stupid, and I did it in a time when I was like a little bit out of whack because I stopped smoking. And I need to tell you what actually happened again, apparently, because I want to make it really crystal clear that I respect Miriam and that Miriam and me are really, really friends. And we had, after this experience, first of all, we know each other for a long time. And after this thing that happened, that probably you know what I'm talking about, the sketch video. First of all, I apologized publicly and to her. And it was the thing that happened after that is actually the thing that is beautiful. So Miriam and me, we really talked, and we came to the point where we really realized that we have a lot in common, and more in common that we have against each other for sure. And since then we are on really good terms. Miriam and me, we respect each other and we love each other. And that's about that, basically. I did a mistake, I apologized for it, she immediately accepted it. I took it as an opportunity to learn about, myself and really think that it was a good lesson for me. And that's all that there is to say, I think, about it. I hope that it clarifies this, because this is really it's so annoying that this happened. Of course, I did it, and it was dumb. But then I acted really, really, really in a respectable fashion by acknowledging my mistake, going to her and apologizing and really truly realizing and the mistake and learning from it. I think that everything apart from the video itself went absolutely perfect. But this is not the only thing that I want to talk about today. And I hope I made it clear by now. Anyway, so meditation, cold exposure, all this stuff. And not only this, also we're going to talk a little bit about light today. Quickly. Not quickly. We're taking all the time that we need, of course. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what I'm doing. Of course, all the information, this is zero cost knowledge that is available. Most of it I have from the Huberman Lab podcast from Andrew Huberman, excuse me. And it's really doing wonders. It is great. Even the fact that I'm doing this vlog now is a testimony to that, all those things like cold showers or cold bath, cold plunge, meditation, exercise, all this stuff really works. Because, I didn't really want to do this video in a way, you know what I mean? But then I feel like, I overcome myself, just like as I overcome myself every day now, twice a day, for an ice cold shower for longer and longer times. So I think I'm around 5 minutes now or something like that. I'm really taking my time to literally, freeze the skin for a moment. And I'm now at day 10, day 9, day 10, something like that. From every day doing that at least minimum once a day or twice a day. And it's amazing. Then meditation, finally. I don't know, it's all happening at the same time. It's quite interesting. Meditation is another thing that I'm finally starting to implement properly into my daily rhythm. At least I'm doing that at the moment. And I hope that I can keep it up. And what do I mean by that? It's just I'm concentrating on a point, basically behind my forehead, on my third eye, a point of nothingness. And other than that, I'm just focusing on my breath. And I use it for different things, either to excite myself or to lower my heart rate. I already know a couple of breath work exercises. Most of them are, quite fortunately, simple to remember because they're stuff 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. So it's most of the time you have to remember 2 numbers, how long the inhale and how long the exhale should be. But you can also just feel yourself, and it's fine as well. But breathing, of course, is super important for meditation and for exercise and for everything, basically. breathing is important indeed. So I'm doing all that stuff, and it's quite cool. Really, I'm proud of myself. Really, I am. I am proud of myself because it's a good thing. I don't know, it just feels good, it feels right, I'm more focused. I still would like that the day has, I don't know, 30 hours instead of 24. But my sleeping pattern is in order and all those things. So what do I do in the morning, for example? I wake up, then I started to wait with my coffee 90 minutes, and I'm going out for the first 10 to 20 minutes on the balcony. I had the bad habit now in the last days to take my phone with me in the morning. And I am sort of like a little bit grumpy. Maybe it is because of caffeine. I don't know exactly, but I am sort of grumpy in the morning sometimes. And I should stay away from my phone. So a new golden rule that I am setting for myself now in this moment is like to really stay away from the phone until I'm like fully awake, because it's just like, you know, like the phone, it doesn't give you anything. What you need to do is go out in the sun, not look through a window or something like that, but actually go in the sun. So I am quite lucky here with my balcony, which is towards the east side. So then like I can go on the balcony in the morning and there is like full sunshine. Perfect. So I can get my photons there. And this is important for your sleeping pattern and also for your dopaminergic metabolism, basically. So if you're interested in that stuff, I will put a link down in the description. Because it is a lot of Andrew Huberman's channel, and then Rangan Chatterjee also a little bit, although I like the guests that he have. So I have this from like, you know, openly available knowledge in the internet, and I knew about all of those things. It's just like the scientific underpinning and understanding all of those details, they really, really do help me, at least, because you can really see it, you know, like just do this stuff, like for example cold immersion for like 30 days, which I'm doing right now, and I am planning to keep that up for like forever, to never stop taking cold showers and voluntary cold showers. And I want to kick it up to ice baths. Actually, I want to get a special tub that I put outside on my huge balcony, because I have a big balcony, and make an ice tub for the winter time there, which is easy to do because often it is below zero here. So then like I have my bathtub, but that is like a different story, and then like a separate ice bath where you just like jump in to do cold plunges. So I'm planning to step it up even a little bit. That's awesome in my opinion, really. So then I decided June 1st will be the Rebirth release. TGL I didn't decide yet. Artwork are in the background in the making with a really awesome artist from India, and I'm working with a video editor that is connected to other video editors as well, and we're trying to do something really special in terms of music videos as well, because the tracks are kind of like personal, so the videos we're also trying to incorporate something like that, and we're working now on proof of concepts and basically working on the artistic direction and snippets of what we can do and so forth. It's kind of an interesting process, to be honest with you. I really enjoy it, to work with somebody else. Although this person is not so much more advanced than me, it doesn't matter, because it's a kind of creative ping pong where we're like shooting back and forth ideas, and to have a different perspective is always valuable in my opinion. And what else? Yeah. So single releases. I am planning to release 3 tracks from the album before the album as single releases in slightly probably shorter versions or different versions than on the final album releases. Or maybe it will be the opposite, that the single releases will be the full versions, because some of the tracks are quite long, like High Breath is like 10 minutes or something, or 12. So those will get released as singles. Evernoise, the project and the track is called like that. Evernoise High-Reth and Evernoise Valle de Paris. And those tracks I'm planning to put out as singles, going up to basically the full release of Rebirth. And then there will be TGL, which will be the futuristic, more more dark, more gloomy, more cyber kind of Parandroid album, which I'm also working on, and that will be wild as well, because that will be some furious stuff, like some crazy music. I hope at least, and I know that there are some tracks. This will be again an album. Rebirth really was like coming to life in a very different way in a relatively short period of time, in a very focused period of time. And then TGL, as far as I can see it, there's a lot of content for TGL, but there will be a mixture potentially from tracks that have been made in 2020, I think, and from newer Parandroid tracks. So this is the plan with TGL, which will also might carry a different name. TGL is merely the working title for this album. I'm thinking about to call it Pitchcraft, because I love that name. There are so many cool names, right? But Pitchcraft is also one of my favorite names, and I think Parandroid Pitchcraft kind of like rings nicely, at least to me. Guys, thank you for watching and listening to my stuff, to the stuff that I have to say. I'm going to keep it up and keep on working. I think I'm going for some forward ambulation now, which is a fancy word for going to take a walk, basically, or moving forward through the universe in whatever way. Like, for example, on a bicycle, that would be also a forward ambulation. I have that from Huberman Lab. That's, of course, like maybe a slightly too fancy word for taking a walk. But that is also a thing that is now, like, you know, those things that you're thinking, man, that is like taking a walk, you know, like, and really appreciating taking a walk kind of is not so hip anymore, I feel, as it once was. Maybe it is just like me or my feeling. But walking has a specific effect on the human psyche, and we should do it. And I love walking, actually, especially with some nice pair of headphones. You know, you put something on to listen to, either like an audiobook or maybe a podcast or maybe music. In my case, most of the time it is actually music. It's a way for me to check my own music often. It's like really like on hi-fi, good hi-fi headphones. I'm going out, taking a walk or visiting a friend or whatnot. And then I am just like listening to my own work really deeply. And sometimes I even take my phone and I open my notes, and then I will do detailed notes. I just started that recently. It's not a common thing for me, but I think it makes a lot of sense, because you really, you know, you're kind of in a completely different chair. I'm in a completely different chair than this one. I'm in like a listener kind of position where I'm walking and I'm listening to the track from a completely different perspective and can evaluate them in a completely different way. And then what I'm doing is, you know, like, as I said, writing notes. Okay, this part is too long. This instrument has too less volume. Too much of that instrument. It's often like stuff like that. And then like shorter, longer. Cut out one part. That is also a possibility. Like, I'm really starting to reduce is also a thing that I got inspired by Rick Rubin, certainly, which is like the concept of reducing. Also Butch Vig, same story. You just need to listen to his production, but I watched a couple of documentaries where you really understand, especially if you listen to the music by itself, even without anyone talking or explaining. It's so much about reduction. In Nevermind, for example, it's like so essential. Like, every element gets the utmost attention in the headroom and also aesthetically. And it's like eerie because there's not so many elements most of the time. There are intense moments, and there is build-up and different levels of intensity and all of that, but the minimalism is striking in many tracks, like Something in the Way especially, but others as well. The whole album is a masterpiece. Yeah, I didn't come around to read more of Rick Rubin's The Creative Act. I really have to get going there. I think I need to buy the paperback or something, to really get going there. Reading is a thing that I did for most of my life. It's important. Also because I love to write, so then you have to read, right? So, guys, thank you for watching. Love you and hope you have a lovely day. Keep it positive. And let me know if you have any feedback or any questions, of course. And check out all the links in the description. Also head over to my Facebook, my Soundcloud, my Patreon, etc. You can check all of this stuff out. Thank you very much. And hopefully I see you guys in the next rebirth vlog, probably. I'm just doing this also for myself, guys. Anyway, cheers and see you soon. Boom.